Hello everybody, welcome to Betway's Weighted to Win. We race on Tuesday, hopefully. Sun was out a bit of Monday and things are clearing up. We're doing this on Monday morning and it'll be a wet track naturally, so you can take in the fact that the condition of the track will be a soft one, but we look forward to a pleasant day's racing at Turffontein. Now we're on the stand side track, that's the plan, and hope all will be well. Well, the opener at Turffontein is a work riders event, and in this race, the early morning marketers got Sean Terry's number 1, Golden Alexia, as favourite. It's priced up currently at even money. Number 8, Lava Lamp, is 22 to 10, and number 2, Betty Mo, is 9 to 1. They're betting 12 to 1 and better about the balance. All right, Daryl, let's start up with looking forward to racing. It's been a while, and this week's relatively quiet overall, so I'm sure everybody will enjoy Tuesday.
Hopefully the pulse reflect that.
Yes, yeah. Hopefully.
Baron Poetis' 2 comments in the front of the computer form. Numbers 2 and 4 will need the run. Clyde number 1, Sean Terry spokesman, Siyabonga. His last ride was a winner, devilishly gorgeous for Brett and James Crawford. Just needs to get some luck from that draw, and she should be very competitive. Now, last time out was against the boys in open company. I think the mile was too far for her, so she comes back in trip. Penultimate start, we've seen the 3rd and the 4th placed runners win from there indirectly. Although it says 0 from 8, there are winners, but indirect winners.
Yeah.
She's the obvious form horse. And then number 8, Lava Lamp. Personally, by wrapped out of her ideal world, man. I think she's looking for 2,000 meters plus. But I think she will appreciate the longer running, Clyde. And she should have come on with that run.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards the 1 because over the 1400. But, you know, Lava Lamp was beaten by a very nice horse last time out. Isn't that your friend's horse? Sakaraja?
Yes, the advocate.
Advocate ready.
Yes.
And, you know, all the horses that ran in front of her and just behind her have subsequently run places. So the form line's holding up. 1 from 8.
Okay, 1 from 8, and we've got bar pots for you from Daryl, where he's going 1 and 8 in the first leg, by 4 and 6, by 1, 7, 8. In the 4th leg, he's going 1 and 6, by 3 and 10, by 1, 3, 4. It's a 144 rand bar pot. We'll sprint them up the straight 1,000 meters now. A lot of first timers in here. Early morning, Monday morning market, that is, has got Paul Matchett's horse top of the boards. That's number 6 on the card, Opera Fan, who's currently trading at 16 to 10. 1 Alpha World is trading at 5 to 2 as the second favourite. Also 5 to 2 about number 4, 1 Tiger. And number 5, Sergeant Sokrat, is trading at 8 to 1. You can get 14 to 1 on the Monday morning, that is, and better about the balance. It's the start of the place accumulator. Lots of the unknowns are now coming into the play. And see how that all works out. Have you heard anything or know anything about these babies?
Comments for number 2, Nice Filly, will need the experience. Number 3 will need the experience. Number 5 will need the experience. Number 7 will need the run.
Okay.
You know what I find strange, Clyde? The very same trainers who don't comment or don't always comment. If you open the book in the Western Cape, there's not one horse without a comment.
From the
Even
same
rating
trainer.
trainers, yeah. How does it work? I don't understand. Anyway.
The cold shoulder. You know the story about the cold shoulder? You know where it comes from, the saying cold shoulder?
No.
In the old days, you went to someone's house for supper, but they didn't really want you there, and you were one of many that were invited. They served you the cold part of the shoulder. They made sure the shoulder was cold, and they served it to you. That's where the word. That's where cold shoulder comes from. Did you know that?
No.
Yes.
No, I do.
Now you do.
Yeah, the foremost Opera Fan. I'm very, very wary over her form lines, Clyde. 4 runners from the last start, all 4 unplaced. Even her penultimate start. Places, but no winners. If a horse has got ability and is above average, despite her racing experience, I think they'll get the better of her. She does get her sex allowance from her two biggest dangers according to the betting. Number 1, Alpha World, and number 4, One Tiger. Now, do you think Gavin would have had the choice of rides over here?
I'm sure.
I think he might have. Alpha World, Clyde, the dam won once over 1,000 meters. Excuse me, Clyde. And then number 4, who am I going to tip first despite not knowing anything? Listen to this, Clyde. The dam won 5 races over 1,000. I think she placed in the Milkwood, a listed event. Now, he's a brother to Nvidia. He won many races over 1,400. Meridius, a very good miler. And Nira, who she's won her last 2 races of the sprints. So I think if he's got ability and he's fancied on debut, I think he'll make a winning debut. So I'm going 4 ahead of the 6 and then the 1. But if the 1's got ability, I expect them to run 4, 1 and then 6. But I've gone the safe route of 4 and 6 in the PA.
Okay, PA's 4 and 6 in the first leg by 1, 7, 8, by 1 and 6, by 3 and 10, by 1, 3, 4, banker 2, and 4 and 5 at the back. So we keep the starting stalls at the 1,000-meter mark again for the running of the third. And this sprint race on the card should run at approximately 10 to 2. Now, again, there are a lot of first-timers in here, so lots of unknown. And top of the boards at the moment is number 7, Spirit Tricks, who's trading at 2 to 1. Joints with number 8, Winter Bell, also 2 to 1. 1-8 Hats is trading at 28 to 10. Has been exposed previously. The 2 Explosive Power is 5 to 1. And number 5, My Eyes Never Lie, is trading at 16 to 1. 20 to 1 and better about the balance. All right, Mr. Marie, what do you have to say now? Also, first timers.
I've got this to say, Clyde.
Yes.
My Eyes Never Lie, nice filly, will need the experience. Form update, Clyde. Number 3, Far Beyond, ran 3rd, beaten 1 3/4 lengths behind Miss Novak's. Wary about that form line.
Comments, first timers?
I just gave you Mr. Magnus comments.
Anything else?
Nothing else, Clyde. Nothing else.
Mind your P's and Q's, on the show. What you know when P's and Q's came from?
No, tell us now, Clyde.
Okay, P's and Q's long time ago.
Yes.
They used to, in the bar, a fight used to break out in the bars, in those days in the pubs, 200 years ago.
Where's this, Lebanon?
No, anywhere in Britain. They used to have a fight in the bar. And the barman used to shout, mind the pints and courts, mind your pints and courts. Oh. That's where the P's and Q's, mind your P's and Q's. Did you know it comes from there?
No.
Also didn't know. I get these messages, they keep messaging me, telling me how these things work.
Is this from Johnny Peter?
Yes. Mind your P's and Q's.
8
now
hats.
We know where it comes from.
8 hats. I thought that was a fair enough debut. Do you recall her dam? I'm sure her dam was trained by Greg and Karen Anthony, 008. Won many, many races.
Yes.
I mean, Malibu trotted up. Malibu won by close on 7 lengths. And the horse just ahead of her had fair form. So once again, I'm saying if the first timers are fancied or above average, I expect them to dominate. Number 7, Spirit Tricks. Damn, 3-time winner over 1,200, 1,400 once, 1,450 once. Number 8, Winter Bell, the Dam, 2-time winner over 1,200, once over 13, once over 1,400. Her Dam, I'm sure, was trained by Candace Dawson, went to Alan Creef, Captain's Princess. Clyde, follow the betting. I think that's the best guide. I'm happy to bank number 1 in the pick 6 because I do believe she's the right form horse.
Okay, well, there's the pick 6 from Daryl that he's worked out for us. And we are bankering the 1 with all those first timers in there. By 1 and 6 in the second leg, by 3, 7, 10, 11, by 1, 3, 4, 7, 9. Banker the 2, the second last leg, and at the back, 1, 2, 4, and 5. Okay, guys, time to get some jackpots on now. Race number 4 on the card. Welcome to the Betway Weighted to Win show. There's our number 069 164 3272. That's the number for you to dial. Also, you're reminded about the QR code that's on screen if you want to bet with Betway, betway.co.za, or just scan your phone on that code. It'll take you to the site, and there's lots of action happening with Betway. You remember your return on your 6% on settled tote wages as well. Big advantages around betting with Betway. Okay, so that's the situation. Now let's get into the action and see what we can do with regards to this particular event, where Green Street tops the boards, is trading at 9 to 10. Number 1, Ichacha, 18 to 10. And then number 7, Shamoon, is currently trading at approximately 9 or 10 to 1. 10 to 1 also about Codewood. And then you can get Freebird, is currently trading around 20s and better. All right, Daryl, favourite good enough?
Who's the favourite here?
9 to 10, Green Street.
You're joking.
Why? Not the right horse.
Isn't he Chacha favourite?
No, 18 to 10,
Green
second
Street's favourite.
9 to 10, never mind favourite. It's in the red.
Gosh.
Is it?
Clyde.
Daryl Marie's whistling. You're whistling
Okay,
for
she
each
is a
other.
filly.
Yeah.
She is a filly. So she gets 3 kgs from her biggest rival. And probably more racing fit, although both returned from a rest, Clyde. They've been off the track 2.5 months and 4 months respectively. But I can't fathom how Green Street can be favourite, because her latest form line, Clyde, I mean, horses that just finished behind her were very, very moderate indeed. Very moderate. What I can say is her latest start, she was on the front foot early and she stayed on. But if Ichacha breaks well this time around, he's got a tendency to spoil his chances at the start. If he breaks well, Clyde, I think it's no race.
How does Ichacha run on the wet track? Has he ever run on a wet track?
Mr. Zaki's horses love the
Love
wet.
the
They
wet,
thrive
okay.
in the wet. I just hope Ichacha, you know what? You know, you hear these stories of this exchange opening soon. And if they bet in running, and if I saw Ichacha break on terms, Clyde, I'd empty out. I think the only thing can beat him is if he comes out sluggishly. I know he's been very, very costly to follow in the past, but I think his form is way superior. Heather's Boy, Ombudsman, Potberry, 12 o'clock high. No, let's hope Ichacha breaks and we'll get the cash here.
Okay, so Ichacha hard to beat for Daryl Maria. Taking jackpots, we're going obviously to make sure both of them 1 and 6 in this particular event. Second leg we're going 3, 7, 10, 11 by 1, 3, 4, 7, 9 and Banker 2 at the back. Race 5 over 1800 metres. We spoke to trainer or assistant trainer Paul Peter about Art Nouveau. Gives it a chance. Be there or thereabouts, he said. Currently priced up as the 22 to 10 favourite. That's number 10 on the card. 11 Nkwankwezi is the second choice at 5 to 2. 7 Inclusion 5 to 1. 8 to 1 about 1 Gift of Royal. And 6 Future King is trading 8 to 1. 12 to 1 and better about the balance. Clinton Binder's got Nkwankwezi as the second choice. He was meant to have a run in Durban on Sunday. I see they didn't take it down. Durban racing tough, eh, Daryl? Everybody,
Very tough.
Everyone I speak to, Durban is not easy. What's this? What's going on there?
It's hard, Clyde. Racing's hard.
Yeah, but why is
How
it?
did the people go out with the Dubai World Cup? 5 to 10 beaten. The other good thing, Romantic Warrior beaten. Bookie's got the lots, didn't they?
But why is it that Durban keeps coming up as the trickiest of all?
I don't know. I don't spend much time on the card anymore, Clyde, thanks to Len Mayu. Nkwankwezi, number 11. The filly, she's got 56.5 to shoulder. What I do want to say, Clyde, she's improving. And her her sire stayed all day. He's a 1.5 mile horse. Erupt. However, she's related to Samuel Salt, sprinter. Excuse me, Clyde, and Super Fast, the sprinter. So she still needs to prove that she gets the extra. She was staying on last time out. A filly that was right alongside her was City Lights. Poor old City Lights. So I've got a preference for number 10 out of the fairest sex here. Number 10, Art Nouveau. Fair enough debut for Tony on the Highveld. She gets the trip. She's been 1800 even further in KZN. She was staying on last time out behind Lapis Lazuli, and Tony would have worked her out even further, so she should have come on for that run. However, Clyde, I am including number 7 Inclusion, who's obviously a bit of a jockey strike and unexposed over this distance. And my second pick, so I'm going Art Nouveau from number 3 over here, Brigham. Now on paper, and if you watch him, he's very, very one-paced, but I'm hoping Andrew Fortune, who gets a chance for his mates over at Darland and Sammy, gets him handy, Clyde, because if he is handy, I think he'll be effective, or most effective, so I'm expecting improvement on his behalf. So for me, 10-3, and then respect for 7 and 11.
Okay, well, all of them, as you can see, are in the jackpot in the first leg. 2,400 meters. This is where we're going now, so quite a long trip ahead of us. And Sean Terry's got that horse to the rescue in here, priced up Monday morning at 5-2. That is number 1 on the card. The second favourite is Romeo's Magic, who's number 3, and they trade that 7-2 right now. 9 Moment, third choice, 5-1. 7 Rosie Lemon is at 6-1. 8-1 about the 8 Panning Gold, and you can get 8-1 as well about that horse Tax Haven, who's number 6 on the card. After that, it's 12-1 and better about the balance. More confidence with To the Rescue now?
No. If you like his chances, you have to have respect for Romeo's Magic and Arlington Action. Now, yeah, he should really get a great run of here, Clyde, because the likely pacemaker's Moments, number 9, who tends to go up front. So, To the Rescue, I see him sitting up second, and he's going to have every opportunity once again. I think he's as much as 2.5 kilograms better off with Romeo's Magic, so on paper there's going to be nothing separating the two. So yes, a strong chance To the Rescue. Romeo's Magic, I mean, Gavin, look at his record on this horse. So he's sat on it 13 times for 5 wins and 3 seconds. So he gets the best out of the Sutton of Elusive Fort, and he should be competitive once again. However, Clyde, at the weights, number 4, Arlington Action, and with the sting out the ground. You know Tyron Zaki and giving the ground, Clyde. He loves it. This horse, I think, is 5.5 kilograms better off. So on paper, if you're playing trifectas and quartets, he must be included. And I think he's worth a small nibble at his current price of 12-1.
Yep.
Wouldn't get too excited. He is a 6-year-old. But I think we'll get a run for our money. I'm going 3 and 4 to fight it out. Respect for 1, 7 and 9.
That's our play. Race number 6 on the card. You see Daryl's pick 3 on screen at the moment. Right, guys, let's get back up to straight. It's an 11.60 this event, and the well in horse Buffalo Storm Cody. Market-wise, it's 8-10 to win this for the Tony Peter stable. We did chat to Paul, and big chance. The only concern they've got is this horse hasn't had much work since its last victory. So make a note of that, although as well enough in terms of ability. 9 on the card, Bob's Your Uncle, is trading at 7-1. 8-1, number 7, Night Bomber. 1 Minogue is 10-1. And 10-1, number 3, Silver Tudor. You can get 12-1 and better about the balance. Yeah, so I guess the turffontein horse is much of a muchness in terms of fitness, etc. I don't know where we are with Reinke's horses and their fitness and that sort of thing, but there was a little bit of caution about just, the fitness factor here.
Good luck to Reinke's and good luck to the Vol over here, because Buffalo Storm Cody, Clyde, this horse is top class. If you look at the weights, you're going to say, he's not a good thing, because best weighted is Minogue and Rockhopper's Mantova. They joined best, net 101, and he is a 98, so he's 3 pounds or 1.5 kilograms out at the weights. However, take note, he could only get 6 pounds for his last win.
Yeah,
that was capped.
That's right.
So he ran well above that.
Correct.
And that was his only start as a gelding, Clyde. It's obviously brought him on in leaps and bounds. However, second run after arrest, no work or not
as much as they wanted.
As they wanted.
Yeah.
could throw a spanner in the works. I'll still say he has to flop his lines to get beaten.
Right.
I think he's really, really good. When I opened the book, Clyde, I actually said, you know what, this was Night Bomber.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Clyde, could pose a threat. You know why? He's another horse that was out at the weights last time out. He, I think, was 11 kgs out with Pomodora's Jet. He only received 6. So he was 5 kgs out. I thought that was a decent effort, and he's done nothing wrong in the half health. However, if you just look at his form line behind Simric, horse like Bob's Your Uncle has to go in then. And I just thought, if I'm starting to add horses, then I have to add
Never ends.
Night Bomber, Bob's Your Uncle, and a few others. So I'm not willing to go that route.
Okay.
I'm hoping, but the same Buffalo Storm Cody comes to the track as what we saw last time out, and that it's another steering job for Gavilarina. So 2, if you want to back him up, my second choice is number 7, Night Bomber.
Okay, that's a look at the 7th race selection here for and from Daryl Murray. Eighth and final at Turffontein. We stay up the straight. It's over 1160 metres here, and they bet 5-2 the field. However, Hong Kong from the Tony Peter stable. We asked Paul. He said he thinks it'll win. 5-2, top of the board. Second choice is number 1, Warm Winter Night at 5-1. 5-1 about the 2, Long Sword. 8-1 about the next in. That was 5, Open Highway. And the 9, Phantom Express, is also trading at 8-1. And then you can get the same about that horse, Paul Revere, number 8 on the card. And then double figures about the balance. So Hong Kong strong. But Daryl's found a bit of a shrewdy in terms of the insure bet opportunity, the value, in a horse called Open Highway, and we're going to have a look at his last start in the black and white colours, currently trading straight up at this point in time at 8-1, Daryl.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's coming back in Trip, Clyde. This was over the 1450 on the inside track. He moved up to an extent, and you can see in the latter stages he wasn't finding much. Just to his outside over there, interestingly enough, is number 10, Prince of Kildare, who lines up in this race too. Now, I do have healthy respect for Hong Kong. She's a lovely filly. Strictly on her last start, many people are going to say she ran above her rating because Frozen Fantasy was weighted to win that event, and she got within half a length of her. But just behind her were fillies rated in the high 70s and low 80s, so a little bit wary. However, over the very same course in Clyde, she beat Green Sapphire, who's now well into the hundreds. So she does have ability in Hong Kong. She's always had a big reputation. However, I think Open Highway will prove to be her biggest danger. He loves the sting out the ground. I think he'll be perfectly suited by this track and trip. And he looks ready. He went through a very quiet patch and he went off form. But now you can see in his last 3 starts, and coupled with the fact that he's come down in the rating, he's knocking there at the door. So 4 and 5 to fight it out. I do believe Open Highway will finish in the money.
Okay, we'll focus on the insure bet. Open Highway is worth having a look at in this last race, and perhaps the danger to Hong Kong.